Welcome to the news. We kick things off with a look back at the drama at Old Trafford. Former Manchester United striker Wayne Rooney has spoken out about his fallout with Sir Alex Ferguson, revealing exactly what happened when Rooney wasn't named in the squad for Ferguson's final home game. We dive into the tension behind that decision and what Rooney had to say about the situation. Next up, we look at Mateus Fernandes and even the defender El Hadji Malik Diouf. We break down the potential exodus at West Ham and United's ambitious targets. Finally, we turn to the captaincy debate. Roy Keane has unleashed his fury regarding Bruno Fernandes after the recent Nottingham Forest match, criticizing the focus on his assists. We examine Keane's harsh take on the narrative surrounding Fernandes and what it means for the captain standing at Manchester United. Stay with us for more breaking news. Former Manchester United striker Wayne Rooney has revisited a past disagreement with Sir Alex Ferguson concerning his inclusion in the squad for Ferguson's final home game at Old Trafford. Rooney recounted the tension, stating that he was informed he would not be on the bench because of prior arguments and events, as Ferguson reportedly did not want any distractions for the significant match. Speaking on the Wayne Rooney Show, Rooney detailed the experience, emphasizing that he had trained diligently and was ready to play. He expressed a feeling of injustice, asserting that he was not a distraction and had caused no issues. However, he admitted to watching the game from the stands while consuming drinks, describing the subsequent experience of having to participate in the trophy presentation as difficult. Rooney concluded by suggesting that resolving such issues internally within the club would have been a better approach than airing grievances publicly, highlighting the importance of private dialogue over public confrontation. Owen has publicly urged Manchester United to provide Rasmus Hojlund with another opportunity in the first team next season, despite the club's impending permanent transfer of the striker to Napoli. This call comes amid ongoing speculation regarding the future of the Danish international, following his successful season on loan in Serie A. Manchester United has significantly overhauled its attack over the summer with major signings including Bryan Mbeumo, Benjamin Sesko, and Mateus Cunha, signaling a major investment in their forward line. Meanwhile, Hojlund's current situation involves a season-long loan spell at Napoli, with the Italian club having an obligation to sign him permanently should they qualify for the Champions League. Following a recent 3-0 victory over Pisa, which Hojlund scored in, Napoli secured their place in the upcoming Champions League, making a permanent transfer highly likely. However, Owen remains convinced that Hojlund deserves a chance at Old Trafford under manager Michael Carrick. Speaking to Premier League Productions, Owen expressed his desire for the player to be given a second look. "I don't care who you play up front, it's very hard to judge when the team aren't functioning," Owen stated. He argued that strikers are crucial to team cohesion, adding, "Strikers are the end of the chain. If the chain is broken, it's pointless in many ways." Owen suggested that Hojlund's previous tenure at United was hampered by a dysfunctional squad, suggesting he is currently performing well in Italy and could benefit from a fresh start. Owen also pointed to Benjamin Sesko as an example of a player finding success once the team's structure improves. He questioned the management's approach to player development, wondering about the wastage of potential and the lack of opportunity for players who don't receive the necessary support. The sentiment that the club might be making a strategic misstep by allowing the permanent move to Napoli is shared by other former United players. Peter Schmeichel voiced similar concerns, noting that while the obligation exists if Napoli qualifies, he believes Hojlund may not wish to return, especially given Napoli's recent success in securing a Champions League berth. Manchester United is reportedly positioning itself for a potential £100 million double raid on West Ham United, targeting midfielder Mateus Fernandes and defender El Hadji Malik Diouf. This speculation comes as West Ham faces a severe financial threat, with reports suggesting the club must generate at least £100 million in player sales if relegated to the Championship. The Hammers find themselves on the brink of relegation, with a draw for Tottenham Hotspur effectively sealing the drop, though a Spurs win at Stamford Bridge would make the outcome mathematically certain. West Ham's board is reportedly preparing for the worst-case scenario, noting a recent loss of £104.2 million and the potential deepening of financial issues should they drop out of the Premier League. Consequently, the club anticipates a significant exodus of talent this summer, with reports naming Jarrod Bowen, Mateus Fernandes, and Crysencio Somerville as players likely to depart. Manchester United's interest in Fernandes is reportedly growing, viewing him as a strategic midfield acquisition. Furthermore, United is also reportedly keen on Diouf, valued around £20 million, to bolster their left-back competition ahead of a Champions League campaign. Other potential departures for West Ham include defender Axel Disasi, who is expected to return to Chelsea after a successful loan, long-serving midfielder Tomas Soucek, and defenders Konstantinos Mavropanos and Jean-Claire Todibo. Striker Tadej Castellanos is also mentioned as being in high demand, with a relegation clause potentially ending his spell. While the club prepares for potential sales, West Ham is attempting to persuade manager Nuno Espirito Santo to fight for a Premier League survival. However, the prevailing sentiment suggests that relegation is likely to see the 52-year-old manager depart. Bowen's future is also under scrutiny as he approaches age 29, with multiple suitors reportedly interested in the England international. Somerville is also linked with a move to Tottenham Hotspur, which is one of 6 clubs reportedly interested in the Dutch winger. Roy Keane expressed significant frustration regarding the focus on Bruno Fernandes' assist tally following Manchester United's recent match against Nottingham Forest. Fernandes secured his 20th Premier League assist of the 2025-26 season by setting up Brian Mbeumo in the second half, pushing him to a historic level, now tying Kevin De Bruyne and Thierry Henry for the all-time Premier League assist record in a single season. Fernandes has only one Premier League match remaining to potentially break this record. Keane revisited the match on the Overlap Stick to Football podcast, where he admitted to being raging over the dominant narrative surrounding Fernandes' assists. The veteran midfielder stated that, as the captain, Fernandes should not be overly preoccupied with his individual role. When you're the captain of a club and you're supposed to be driving the club forward, do not be getting bogged down by just your role in the team, Keane commented. He further criticized the excessive focus on Fernandes' statistics, adding, "All the game was about his assists. That's the whole talk." Keane also addressed Fernandes' post-match comments, noting that the player admitted in an interview that he probably should have shot on occasion, emphasizing the disconnect between an individual mindset and match performance. Bruno Fernandes has accumulated 21 assists in 36 matches across all competitions this season, alongside 8 goals for Manchester United. The team's recent 3-2 victory over Nottingham Forest sets the stage for their next fixture against Brighton this Sunday.